Hi, everybody, and welcome to Shoot the Shit Saturday. It's me, Nickolas Zombie. I feel like it's been a while. How are you? Are you doing good? You look good. You look healthy. Did you put on some muscle? Nice.
Zach, anyway. Nice to see you there.
Oh yeah, it is. All right, it's me. I'm joined today with. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Sorry, ringleader.
Hey,
Valkyrie, Grinder.
Your hostess with the mostest.
Espionage. D7.
By the way, I'm selling sex balls if anybody wants them. Sex balls for sale.
It's been a while, folks. And of course, it wouldn't be a podcast if we didn't have the exalted one, our God King, Lord of the scum that we are.
What the fuck?
The chosen one. San Antonio's favorite son, the Diamond of Texas, obsolete 2003.
Yo. The Diamond of Texas. Wow. Just keep throwing on them.
I like that.
It's been a while since I get one of those.
Keep throwing on those fucking monikers onto the pile.
How's everyone been?
Good.
Getting lost in Jurassic World, you know, that whole thing.
Nice.
Trying to relax from our trip to the coast.
Ooh.
That was I was on one of those trips.
Yep.
Trying to overcome the ass kicking known as life, but as Rocky once said, it ain't about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. There you go.
Yeah.
They ain't over to your dead.
Honestly, it's I've even been meaning to make like an update video just on like the situation, which I guess now is as good as time as any to kind of give an update, because I do want to do that, if I may. Basically, I'm still kind of like on an intermittent basis. Things are getting better. They're finally, after a while, on the uptick, on the upturn. But there's, things are still tough, which is why I haven't done hardly any streaming, any gaming, things of that nature. But for what's on the horizon, we got our anniversary coming up. That's always in August. And, we do have some plans for that, or at least we will, namely our anniversary movie night. Nick, you'll be the one picking this year's movie or this upcoming movie.
You're gonna give me a list, right?
Yes, I am. I have to do that. And then further on beyond that, we're thinking already about our favorite time of year, oddities and entrails. And hopefully, by the time. But graduation, yes, we're thinking about graduation.
Back to school.
No, but we're thinking about oddities and entrails, which is our month-long event that I definitely want to be back in full swing by then. So yeah, back into regular streams and all that, because right now everything's been so sporadic. Shout out to Ob.
I have not been here in a long time.
Yeah. Neither have I, really, at least not on a stable basis. But shout out to Obs for streaming. I know Val's done a bit of that too, and I know the three of you guys, you, Ring, and Val, got together I think last week to do a Vermintide stream, so shout out to you guys for that. But yeah, the channel's kind of fallen into disarray, but I do plan to do more and just get back into the swing of things. I just need a little bit more stability before I can commit.
I'm very busy. That's my opinion.
That's it. That's you can't just lead us like I'm very busy and then say nothing about it.
I'm just saying I'm busy as well.
He's an adult. He's doing adult things.
Yeah, doing adult things. Sorry.
But now
something.
I have clients.
Previous topics about sex dolls and hentai.
I said sex balls.
So, do you watch hentai for the plot, or do you just like?
I occasionally watch it for the plot. It helps get me into the mood for the.
I feel like the first 5 minutes, I'm watching it for the hentai. Then when I'm spent and trying to recharge, I'm like, oh, look, a plot.
Dear God.
Yeah.
I said that as nice as I could. I'm sorry.
And then trying to recharge.
Moving on before we get ourselves into some trouble here.
Yes, it is now time for another one of S Things I Hate segment.
Yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Huh?
I forgot that was a thing.
See, I was doing that before when I was still
and cut him off.
Human.
Human.
Anyway, So the things I hate, you know what I hate, and I've seen this many times in videos, and it fucking boils my blood when I see it. I've never seen it in person, otherwise I'd probably slap the person that did it. But I hate when friends or even family throw a party for, especially if it's for a child, throw a birthday party for a person, and then when they bring the cake, they either fucking slam their head down into the cake or dump the cake onto the fucking person.
Such a waste.
That is the fucking worst. That is like tantamount to.
I've had that happen to me before.
That's
I've
terrorism.
never had that happen. I've never seen it happen. Well, in my family. But
all I know is anybody that does that, they better fucking have a backup cake. First of all, it doesn't lessen the humiliation.
They usually do. They did in my case. My sister did to me multiple times throughout the years.
Okay, so as an actual victim of this, how do you feel about that?
Pretty good, actually. It was a bit of personal tension, just saying that. Oh, it's a birthday cake, whatever.
Is it a family tradition where, like, when it's her birthday, you do it back to her?
Yes.
She fights back.
Yes.
I mean, I guess that's kind of acceptable, but I've seen it done to like a 5-year-old. I saw this one video, broke my heart, and at the same time boiled my blood. Little 5-year-old kid. Cake's coming. He's got this smile beaming on his face. He's got his hands in his lap. He's like kind of jittering like from giddiness, and he's happy. And I don't know if it's a parent or who, but they just come and they dump the cake in the kid's face, and you just see his face melt into an expression of just sorrow. You know, just this.
So you know what I have to say about that?
What? You're doing it to Donovan.
Fuck that kid. That kid that should have been expecting to see that shit coming. It's a matter.
Wait, how old is the kid?
On alert.
How old's the kid?
Kid.
Have they been doing it to him ever since he's been born?
I don't know. It's just a video, but the face.
The chances are it is, and he's probably taking the sadness too seriously because
if it's the first time it happened to that kid,
that's a very traumatic experience.
Okay, if it's the first time that happened to that kid, that's come on.
Well,
you can't say fuck that kid, but if he's been doing it a while.
But this poor little kid, like, okay, have you done it to Donovan?
I think my sister
has. We have.
Monsters.
Well, when he was one, but we had backup cake. Like his grandma would make.
No, I don't like that. It's a waste of cake.
It is a waste.
You do not get to not like what other people do, especially in a context of tradition.
I'm not saying I'm allowed to hate it. Cake, I'm not dictating. I'm allowed to hate it, though.
That cake that they get to smash their face in or whatever, or their hands in, that's their cake. That's normally their personal cake. But also you have to keep in mind, too, and you have to be very careful, because if you go and get a cake from, like, a bakery or someone who professionally makes the cake, depending on what type of cake you ask for, there might be like little pegs that hold like the tier cakes.
No, I was in a situation where we had to kind of make like a mock food fight type thing. This was back like in high school. It was for something, never mind. But anyway, what we did is we would take pie tins and fill them with whipped cream and make that be like a pie and kind of throw that in each other's faces and stuff. You know, doing that, I guess that's okay, but a whole fucking cake, I mean, I don't know. This one video that I saw just boiled my blood. The kid looked so sad afterwards. I wanted to give the kid a hug and give the person who did it a punch. Okay? They deserve the punches. And I didn't say that I'm going to dictate it, but I'm allowed to hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. This is things that S states, and I hate it.
Well, going back to what I said before you interrupt me, was the fact that, like I said, you interrupted me when I was trying to explain.
He's so full of hate, he's willing to disregard others' feelings.
You're disregarding every child's feelings who... Go on.
Did someone do this to you as a child?
No!
Okay, it sounds like...
You know what that is? That's
like projecting.
That's jealousy right there.
I wish someone did this to me.
If they did do it to me, I hope that they had... like all the fucking candles lit, and like with the number of candles, I'm gonna be turning 37 this year, so I hope that they have 37 candles. Do that in my face, and maybe it was an alcoholic party, so my shirt got alcohol, and I fucking wait. Never mind. Never mind.
Let Val finish her.
I don't know where I was going with that.
What were you doing? I'm a little lost there.
He was looking for some self-immolation.
Moving on. I think that's enough from S Rant Corner for today.
Yes, today's topic: Space Jam: A New Legacy.
No.
Space, welcome to the jam. Break up the dam.
Okay, on a more serious note, though,
It's on a jam now. Sorry.
On a more serious note, though, did anybody see the presentation for new games for the past couple weeks with Xbox and Microsoft, or Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that?
No.
More specifically, did anyone see the Dead Space presentation?
I heard about it.
Creed.
Yeah, so the 2 days we're discussing today they're just very short clips. There's no gameplay involved in it, so it's very hard to say what will happen. I think they said that Dead Space was going to be a remaster, not a remake.
Okay.
So it can go either way. I could be wrong on that. I'll double check later. And I'm wondering if EA will attempt to do the micro transaction thing, just as they did with Dead Space 3, which sucked. In the way that it interacted with Origin and stuff like that.
Is that what they did in 3?
Yeah. You could purchase microtransactions to enhance your gameplay.
Oh.
And it was unlike Dead Space 1 and 2, which had no microtransactions, though there was DLC, but nothing of that, nonsense of that sort.
Yeah.
The other game, which was teased as well, was Robocop. Now, Ev's kind of lost his mind a little bit about it.
That trailer wasn't really
There wasn't a trailer. It was just an announcement.
So
there's nothing to be really excited about.
Yeah.
The problem is that this very well could be another case of using the name to dismiss themselves, and the game to be actually fucking horrible.
Or it could be amazing.
It could be. But it's just too soon to tell. Just that we know that there's a game in the works. Right. So to me, no legit reason that it's used about Robocop. As for Dead Space, a reason for concern.
I had to step away for a moment. What did I miss?
Ooh, we said Robocop.
You missed it on the very topics that we're covering that you wanted to go over.
You know that I have
Robocop
to. Robocop
sucks. That was the topic.
Yes.
Why are you forming? I mean, I'm hoping it's good, but why are you forming this?
So he's from that opinion. I'm saying it's too soon to form an opinion at all.
I'm not saying it sucks. I don't know.
I saw that it was.
Anything.
Yeah, it wasn't really much, but I saw that it was the classic Robocop that they're using, which
which could be also a nostalgia grab with nostalgia goggles to make you buy it just because you want to live in the 80s.
Speaking of nostalgia goggles, when that fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game coming out?
Oh yeah.
I want to play that. What's good?
So, and then as for Dead Space, I was concerned about microtransactions that they did with 3.
Hopefully they don't do that.
No, I'm hoping either. But I think that's all we got on the video game format, really, for now till later.
We have a bigger story to talk about later on. But I want to talk about He-Man.
Wait, that's not the bigger story?
That's what we're into next.
So, literally, it was last week at some point. I was just randomly on the 23rd of July, right before the fucking show dropped. I put a trailer here on the Discord for the teaser trailer for He-Man.
And it is part of the Discord. Join us.
Yes, the link is in the description below.
Yes.
But at any rate, it is the first teaser trailer, and it is a testosterone, nostalgia-fueled minute of just badassery. I mean, you got fucking these muscle-bound dudes battling for fucking Castle Grayskull and shit. It's like epic. The trailer even uses one of my all-time favorite songs, "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler. The trailer
not since Shrek 2 has that song been used so well.
Yes, the trailer was chef's kiss, le mot juste. It was perfect. It was glorious.
Lemon juice?
And le mot juste. It's the French term for just the right
juice?
Oh. It's
I got you.
Anyway, if I may. So, and then the actual fucking show dropped. And apparently 90% of the footage in the trailer comes from episode freaking 1, where apparently He-Man gets killed, and it turns into the fucking what's the Tila show. Basically, Tila, which is the daughter of Man-at-Arms, and she's one of the royal guards of Castle Grayskull, and just like she's like one of the head guards and stuff, which is one of the main characters. But apparently, like, the show becomes all about her. When she finds out that Prince Adam was actually He-Man, and he died, rather than be sad like, oh my God, he gave his life in defense of our kingdom and our family and whatever, she's like, oh my God, I cannot believe that he kept this secret from me. My fifis are so hurt. Screw this, screw you guys, I'm leaving. And apparently she ventures out on her own, and the rest of the series is about her. And they basically either kill off all of the original main characters, especially if they're male. I hear that they kill off Oracle. Man-at-Arms basically retires and isn't seen again. They killed off Skeletor. They apparently fucking kill off... I'm not kidding. They kill off Skeletor. They kill off He-Man. At the end of the season, from what I understand, they resurrect them only to kill him off again. I shit you not. And, like, yeah, it just became one of those woke fucking... female empowerment, Hollywood things. I don't know how to explain it. And I have nothing against that. If they do it right, like, why don't they make a show about Tila if that's what they wanted to do? They could have done like some kind of spin-off series.
It was He-Man without the He-Man.
Exactly. Like, why advertise it as He-Man? Why call it He-Man? But anyway, I mean, yeah, it was a total bait and switch. And that's fine, whatever. It's just a show, big deal. But apparently the fans reacted negatively.
All the 40 and 50-year-olds?
Well, yeah, I mean, 30 and 40-year-olds, I guess, because, I mean, I used to watch He-Man, and I'm only 36. I'm not that old.
I'm pretty sure people in the 50s also used to watch He-Man.
Okay, fine, then people from 30 to 50, whatever.
So all these geriatrics got mad.
Jerry!
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
I'm only a decade older than you. I mean...
Okay, old man. Okay,
how many times must we teach you this lesson, old man?
Old man yells at cloud.
I'm not yelling, I mean...
You kind of want to yell.
At any rate, so people, the fans, they, shut up the Twitter storm, whatever. Yeah. But the worst part is that apparently Kevin Smith, who was behind this show, went on a bit of a warpath or on a tirade himself. Basically, he kind of took the I don't remember the name of the person who was responsible for the all-female Ghostbusters, but you remember how he started saying that, if you don't like the Ghostbusters becomes you're sexist and this and that. He basically started calling like the fans that didn't like his version of the show sexist, and saying that they're fake fans and they really weren't He-Man fans to begin with. And apparently, like, in his effort to do damage control, he just completely lost a lot of credibility as a writer. He alienated whatever fans already weren't alienated, by the show itself. And apparently even Mattel was pissed off at him because they're saying that, they had a whole line of toys, set up for this new He-Man, and they think that he's going to, or is basically going to ruin their toy sales and stuff. So it's been it was an eventful week for He-Man and their, or Netflix and their He-Man launch, because they haven't really, I don't know, Netflix hasn't really been making the best decisions as of late. I mean, there was that, the Cuties.
Well, that was like years ago.
Well, still, I mean, it wasn't years ago. It was like last year.
I feel like it was forever ago.
And well, they got this upcoming thing called Q-Force. Have you heard of that?
What is that?
You don't know what Q-Force is?
QAnon?
No, it had nothing to do with QAnon. I think it's short for Queer Force. Basically, it's a show it's an animated show about like detectives or secret agents or something, and their special connecting ability, or their common trait is that they're all gay, like overtly gay. and that's the premise of the show. Like one of them said something. I don't even remember what the fuck he said. Something like
they're like, it's dick sucking time.
Pretty much.
You know, I wouldn't. Yeah,
is that it?
There probably be lines
like that. Or you made my butthole go boop.
Yeah, that's the line I was trying to think of.
Damn.
Just weird shit like that. Just constant sexual.
So let me elaborate on that.
That's crazy about a show that I'll never watch.
So that show is actually being vilified by the LGBT times 2, 3, AT plus whatever.
People. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The rainbow people. I'll just split that.
I like how Chappelle calls them the alphabet people.
I feel like that's federal agencies though, and that makes me think of
that's alphabet agency.
Real quick, before you get into
it's also the alphabet boys too.
Before you get into the ring, I recently saw a chart, like a legit chart of all the genders. Fucking, they have a periodic table of genders now. No, there's like cis, quad. Okay. Gender.
All right. Listen, we all know it's a little.
Moving on.
Yeah, go ahead, Ring. Go ahead.
It's a lie.
So, but anyway, the rainbow people are not happy with the trailer in general. It's very flamboyant to the point where it actually kind of makes it made stereotypes of itself, which would have been probably funny about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, right?
Maybe.
But nowadays, it's kind of sort of in poor taste. Like I think with my earlier younger mindset, I could see it like that's kind of funny, but now it's like that's just fucking lame. You know, it's just terrible. It is. People. The creators are probably like, oh, we got a rainbow people card now. Let's go ahead and use it. And they said they thought that this would be funny, which reality is they're probably not really keen with stuff. It's like someone who makes their sexuality their personality. And that's all I'm getting from this. And it's
yeah, exactly. It's like I don't understand what's so hard about like Hollywood or movie producers to create a compelling character. Let's say that you have a character with backstory, and he just happens to be gay. You know,
I have the answer for you.
Okay,
it's actually because they're fucking lazy.
Yeah, I mean, look at Caden Alenko from Mass Effect. That guy, he's bisexual. It doesn't come up like hardly ever unless like you're romancing him. Yeah. But he's a badass character. He has a backstory of how he got his biotic powers. He advances through the story. He becomes a major and all that. Like he's got depth. He's got personality. He's got a backstory, and he happens to be a bisexual character. Greatly written character. It's like, but him being bisexual is not his whole fucking.
It doesn't define him.
Exactly. I don't know why they can't do that with more characters. But no, as soon as there's a character that's representative of a certain diverse group, that's their whole personality, and that's not how you represent the diversity or minorities or other sexualities correctly. That's not the proper way of representing them. But I want to hear from Val because she's been very quiet aside from noises that I hear.
Hey Val,
playing Bomberman.
You look like you have something to say.
What is she doing?
Playing Bomberman.
Bomberman?
No, it's Little B. She's fine.
You're supposed to be part of this podcast, man.
She is a part of this podcast.
I am.
Contribute.
Sriracha. That's my new love. And last time I tried to contribute, you kept interrupting me, so I was like...
It is weird how, like, you're always like, Val, you haven't said anything. And she starts talking like, all right, thanks anyway.
No, I'm not doing that. Shut up. I'm... Okay, fine, I'm shutting up.
All right, so...
speaking about Kevin Smith stuff before we leave that, Clerks 3.
Yes,
okay.
I do want to see it.
I'm interested. I want to see it. I still haven't seen the reboot. I probably should.
I haven't.
I know. I want to see it. And I'm very excited about Clerks 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoyed the first one.
So let's move on to something more on Lito's side of things, shall we? And here comes a bit juicy stuff. So, in the lovely state of California.
Yeah. I can't talk about it on this podcast or I get censored.
Anyways,
oh God.
California is enacting a new policy where computers that consume a certain amount of power will actually be prohibited within the state, much like AR-15s or rifles before the Second Amendment restriction was struck down. This was an attempt to curb power usage by individual users to grant relief on the electrical grid that is constantly failing within California. Now, the PG&E, I think that's the company, has done a lousy, if not shitty fucking job of maintaining their electrical grid. They basically experience blackouts every day. On top of that, their equipment has been involved in multiple fires within the past couple of years. Big fires, county-wide fires and stuff
Isn't
like
California
that.
always on fire though?
It is.
Yes.
I feel like it was one giant shitpost by the Australians with the what are those trees that are that they have, the ones that eucalyptus trees. That what they do, they tend to dry out over time, and when the trees are in the older stage, they're actually very flammable. And Australia sent a bunch of them over to California, like back in the early 1900s, and those trees are actually probably responsible for the fires themselves because they just kind of just snap on fire sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just one big Aussie shitpost. But the thing is, the thing I'm thinking to myself is, okay, I have a demon raid myself, and so does S, and so does UOBS. But their power consumption is minuscule to other things that are actually eating up all the juice that's on hand.
Like all them electric cars.
Electric cars, for one,
No,
which
kidding. That's not
is a thing.
It's so silly. It's so stupid. PCs.
Yeah. Why are you targeting individual user PCs? Why not target the companies?
Are there like maybe farms, like Bitcoin farms, maybe?
Exactly. It's the companies that are failing. Have them fucking fix their shit.
Yeah,
right.
Dude.
Why pass it on to the individual user who is just trying to enjoy their time alone and after a day of work?
Like, we had a
Join
massive
the
power
hentai
failure here in Texas. I mean, we did a whole podcast on it. If afterwards the fucking Texas government came out and said, okay, we're banning fucking gaming PCs, I would have become a serial killer.
No, but those stupid motherfuckers are like, hey, conserve your energy.
Speaking jokingly, by the way.
Of course, he's speaking jokingly. Don't go into his basement.
But that definitely is a curious decision to do, because you have all these companies that are around the state that keep their lights on at night, right? Because have you ever seen a business around town and all their lights are on at night? Like, they just don't do shit.
That seems odd.
It does. It's extremely odd. It's
like,
excessive waste.
What about like the bottom floors, max? If you're a real tall building,
that would make sense.
That makes sense. So, like, yeah, all on the top floor.
It's just some decisions which make me scratch my head and say, like, these guys are eating up like megawatts of power at a time, and I'm here just doing a couple of kilowatts here, and you want to fucking come at me with that shit? Fuck off.
It's the easiest people to pick on, the individuals, not the fucking companies.
Corporations, etc., that have all the power, who basically pay off the elective operators.
So march day and night by the big cooling tower. They have the plan, but we have the power.
Right. Speaking of California,
we don't have the power.
Speaking of California,
yeah.
So Blizzard.
I'm sorry. Do you mean Hell World?
Sure. Why not? So Blizzard is in big fucking trouble right now.
Yes, I've heard about this.
Yeah. Trouble. A class action. I think it was a class action or something like that lawsuit, where there are several allegations as well as evidence by a already existing investigation was just completed, saying that there was several acts of sexual harassment, unwarranted pay differentials in certain situations, treatment of female employees in a very egregious manner when it comes to time off or company advancement. We're about to get into this here, boy. So let's start off with the small stuff and work our way to the big stuff, all right? Now, I say small, but it's not small, but it is what it is.
In the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah, so the pay thing was actually very curious because the state of California itself made the allegation of the differential pay. I think they used a very poor example, but they cited the they had a personnel management who is the highest ranking female, and comparing her pay to the CEO, which I think is Bobby Kotick. Which, if you want to make a case for, pay discrimination, you need to look for examples of people in the two same exact positions. Like say, technical programmer. If they were hired at the same time and had the same level of skill, right? And they were present all the same. And if someone was being paid less for whatever reason, then you have a very solid case. But for some reason, though, they opened up with the CEO pay, which is a very bad tactic when it comes to pay lawsuits. Now, this carries over into the next level of things. On the workplace behavior. Now, what it is that there was certain things of culture, if you will, involving so-called cube crawls, where several male employees, and probably female too, for all we know, did inebriate it on the job site. And then what they'll do is they'll walk around and they'll converse or sexually assault, or at least harass, I should say, employees on the spot. In several cases, saying like, "Hey, ass grabbing and stuff like that." Or the most extreme case I'm aware of is they were actually trying to goad some female to give head, and they were actually upset that she did not do it. And then on top of that, to bring it to the next level, the sexual harassment was actually pretty widespread throughout the company. Yeah, rampant. That is deemed from the investigation in question, which I have a link to on the papers in the description below as well. What it was is that, as one fine example, there was this woman who was going on to this trip with one of the management employees, I believe, or at least a higher ranking employee of some sort. And this person decided to bring along lube and butt plugs, and for the express purpose of basically raping her on the trip, because rape requires consent. If there's no consent, it's rape.
Yeah.
And that just, Jesus, So she was going through all that, and what happened was, later on the trip, she killed herself.
Oh man!
On the trip. Now the family is actually pursuing damages, if not trying to pursue culture change. Like, get rid of these fucking people, because they're not doing you any good. And I'm from what I've read for the past couple of days, I would have to agree.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. There were some allegations of Gamergate and stuff like that, which may have some weight on the subject, but I feel like that was the most extreme case. And then with the other cases of sexual harassment, yada yada, the company has a severe problem with such things. But here's what led to it, though. Everybody knew, at least back before all this, that Blizzard was the company to work for. You get in there, and you'll stay quiet because you're in your happy place. You'll work harder than usual. You'll put up with stuff because it's the dream job, right? And
it's kind of like The Firm, I don't know if you've ever read or seen the movie with The Firm. But it's basically the same thing. Guy works his way up, busts his ass and gets hired by one of the biggest, most powerful law firms in the country. Slowly he starts to uncover that they got mob ties, they do all kinds of illegal shit, but he's making money hand over fist. So it's kind of like, what do I do? Do I go ahead and go along with this illegal shit, or do I, and
keep quiet and maintain the position?
Exactly. And it basically turns out he doesn't. He kind of goes against the firm, and then they're out to kill him and stuff like that. But yeah, it sounds like a real life thing. You take, but instead of just being, quiet about the illegal shit that's going on, the illegal shit that's going on is being done to you in the form of harassment and abuse and rape and all that. So it's kind of like, hey, do you keep quiet and take it, or do you risk being a whistleblower, or whatnot? And
on top of that, retaliatory actions by Blizzard are also one of the things on that docket.
Oh man.
Whistleblowers tend to be terminated, laid off.
Like, just fired? Really terminated?
Yes, laid off. There's also behavior by the company which is actually contradictory to their statements. If you notice, a lot of the statements about their public approach to discriminatory, diversity, and stuff like that, those documents and announcements are loaded with buzzwords. There's not a lot of weight to them. They just said it as a little band-aid saying, well, we care here. And even with this most recent thing, they've been doing that approach too, where saying we know, but we should have known better. This is something that we could have stopped, but we promised to be better. It's like, dude,
the canned speeches, basically.
Yes, and by the way, this is not hard to be better about. This should have been canned like years ago when that one guy was it Asperbear or something like that. When he got let go, this should have been done then, but they didn't.
Yeah. And the thing is that those fucking canned speeches are so fucking easy. It's basically like, as a company, our interest foremost lies in the safety and security of our employees, so that our employees can create the best product for our customers. We apologize if anything that has come to light recently has painted the company in a negative light, a light that we would never, ever actually be part of. Something like that. I mean, it's so easy.
Note everybody who is watching it. You see how bullshit that sounded?
Yeah, but that's
exactly what happened.
That's exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, give me 5 minutes, I can come up with like literally that was like off the top of my head. But
up with the canned speech for the Odds and Ends Gaming.
For what? We haven't done any fucking like what allegations are there? I haven't been involved in any scandals, and believe me, YouTubers are not immune to scandal.
No, definitely not. So all that's going on, and then the retaliatory actions and those who whistleblow the past. But apparently, a bunch of employees. Because apparently the sexual harassment has not been limited to the women either. Men have also been sexually harassed as well. And since this is now out in the open, more people are coming forward with it because they're not now. It's at the point where if you're by yourself, you're more than likely to have retaliatory actions against you because you're just one individual. But if it's multiple people coming at one time, it's harder to do that. Okay, it's much more public and out.
Which is why so many companies are against unionization.
That's also one of the reasons, yes. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this. I don't expect anything to happen right away. Even though these actions are heinous.
It's also kind of like the Frito-Lay's. Have you guys heard about the Frito-Lay's strike that's going on?
No.
Apparently, like they're being forced to work like mandatory overtime, 90-hour work weeks in unair conditioned factories and stuff like that. There's been a strike going on for a while because apparently there's been a couple of heat stroke incidences. There's been injuries on the job where they don't get proper compensation, and like I said, mandatory overtime. They're being forced to work like 90-hour weeks and stuff, and it's like fucking insane. And there's been strikes going on because of that. I mean, it's like these companies are just fuck companies.
So, as I was saying before I got cut off,
oh my god.
Well, I was coming to a point. You know me. I had this one little thing that I laid all out there once.
One little thing. You got plenty of little things.
It's a big topic, man.
Anyway, go on.
Either way. Even though the company is definitely certainly guilty of certain actions here, as much as some people like to burn it down to the ground on the get-go, get their emotions ahead of you and ahead of themselves, we do have a system where they will have their day in court, where a judge can decide then on what to happen at that point. The state will have to provide, of course, the most, should I say, convincing evidence to the judge or jury, whichever this house is done. It could be a grand jury or it's to be done via a panel. I feel like they'll do the correct action here and slap the shit out of Blizzard, and more correctly, also slap the shit out of Activision too. Because
aren't they one and the same?
They merged.
Yeah, it's kind of like Time
But Blizzard is a subdivision of Activision. Activision is the parent company.
If they allowed it.
Yes, and you can kind of feel that things are going downhill at Blizzard anyways for the past couple of years. On top of all that nonsense, right? You notice they degrade in the quality of their games as well. StarCraft 2.
Blizzard new games. It sounds like they're just kind of, doing their stuff with World of Warcraft. I haven't really heard, other than that remake, which was very
World of
bad.
Warcraft. That's right. World of Warcraft Classic Burning Crusade just came out.
That was one of my favorite fucking
expansions.
Yeah.
Warcraft 3 Reforged was total trash.
Yes, that's the one. I heard it was garbage.
Complete garbage. They removed several popular fan features for some reason. Just terrible decisions regardless. Their expansion has been going down in quality in World of Warcraft anyways. I think the last one was like Shadowlands. There was just a lot of problems with World of Warcraft from a technical standpoint as well as a story standpoint. But you can see the quality of their work dropping throughout their newest releases in general anyways. So this may be a sign of it or a product of that mismanagement on all levels. And Lord willing, those people will be able to move on with what happened. But pretty fucked up to happen on that scale for that long.
Yeah, it's like a giant shit show that needs to be some house cleaning.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Oh, by the way, real quick, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
People are mad because people who play World of Warcraft got the news that Blizzard is halting all development until this situation is resolved. And World of Warcraft fans, the ones who don't understand what the hell's going on, or willingly don't understand what's going on, are just slinging shit left and right and throwing a fit saying that why are they slowing development? What has this product to do with me and stuff like that? Like, this ain't my problem. And it's just utter nonsense. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I understand, because I understand the point that, because people say, well, like, boycott this, boycott that. But I can't just follow along with that either, because there are people who have legitimate social lives only in World of Warcraft. They work their 9 to 5. They get home by the time it's like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and they can't do anything else. The only thing to do is play World of Warcraft because their only friends are on there. So I get that. I do.
As somebody who was an adamant World of Warcraft player, back in the day, I get that as well. I mean, it was back then it was when I was in college and stuff, and I would actually come home, and World of Warcraft was basically like the other half of my life. A lot of the people I met and still talk to, like Michael Coffey, I met him in World of Warcraft, him and his wife, and that's where our friendship began. There's another few people that I've kind of kept in touch with. Seiko. You guys know Seiko. He was from TFC, but he migrated to World of Warcraft with us, and we spent a lot of time there. Same thing goes with Dan. I met
Darkness, the stuff with Dark and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Darkness.
Darky, or the hell was
Darky. Yeah. Dude, I honestly don't know. I don't know if he's still alive, because he just dropped off the face of the earth. But anyway, there's a guy I met that I still occasionally keep in touch with, named Brian. So I mean, I'd met people, and I had a lot of friends, and I would organize raids, and we'd do dungeons and stuff, and just spend a lot of time in that game, to the point that I built my character up, really, really well. And I get that. I do. I get, like, building up basically a second life in that game, and then just being asked to, like, boycott it because you don't like what's going on. It's not something that's easy to do. It's not something you can just kind of turn off. But at the same time, if the act by a company is nefarious enough, you might want to consider doing it. But anyway, that's my.
I will say though that with the advent of the internet as it is right now, it's easier than ever to maintain connection with people, to play games, Discord and stuff like that. So that's totally not off the table. I know it's difficult for some, and for some it's just impossible because of their arrangements. But that's up to you. That's an individual decision, and that's as far as I would go on that.
Yep.
I think that's all I got on the subject. Anyone else want to say anything about that? Nick?
I don't care strongly one way or the other.
All right.
Obs, you got any topics or any thoughts, opinions?
Well, as long as they, justice is served, I guess. It seems like there's just a lot of douchebaggery going on, so hopefully they get what's coming to them, and there's some type of justice for that.
Fair. Nicky? Well?
Huh.
Any opinion? You've been quiet over there.
I've been listening. I feel the people, and this probably goes for everybody, if you sexually assault somebody or try to blow it off or whatever, and act like it's not a big deal, then you deserve to get what's coming to you, whether it be prison time or fine or So this is pretty serious. We're still talking about lizard sexual assaults. I hope justice is served, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right. Well, I think on top of that,
The Ghostbusters trailer looked good.
Oh man,
Yes.
dude! Oh fuck, that was something else. Okay, so let me touch on that real quick.
Okay, I got him started.
Dude, okay, so we're done with the jury subject, so let's move on to some good news here, okay?
Your topic.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. So I had fun with the trailer. I was particularly amazed by what was given. For those who aren't aware, the film was directed by Jason Reitman, who was actually the son of Ivan Reitman, who was the director for the original first and second Ghostbusters. Say what?
The legacy continues. Yes, and Harold Ramis as well.
Yes. So that from the trailer, we determined that it is actually the famous the family of not Dan Aykroyd. Harold Ramis's character. Egon, yeah, it was Egon's either nephew or son or daughter or something like that. Anyways, so and Jason kind of explained the reasoning for moving from New York, which we're familiar with Ghostbusters, to Oklahoma.
Dude, and you know what? I can totally see that as being an Egon thing to do. Like, I can imagine he got some latent readings of something big going on in this, remote rural town.
Right.
So he goes out there, takes his equipment, takes his, his scanning stuff and all that, and makes notes
and just sits there and just document.
Yeah, exactly. And in the midst of that, maybe he, just like the real Harold Ramis,
that's definitely supported because if you look at the house in the trailer, the house has a bunch of antennas and other detecting equipment on top of the house. Which, by the way, they built that house specifically for the trailer, for the movie.
Oh, wow.
That was built from the ground up. There's that version, and there's a version they used for the soundstage. Now, you may have noticed that they used a lot of the old equipment in the trailer, which makes sense because it was just left there, to buy Egon. But you notice that some of the equipment has been upgraded somewhat.
Yeah, one of the traps has like a little remote control wheels.
Yeah,
on
the
it.
RC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
pretty cool.
The Ecto 1 now has a gunner seat that pops out, which then Phoebe, which is the main character.
I ain't gonna lie, they had shown that on a previous trailer. It has a gunner seat. I geeked the fuck out when I saw that.
You're right. I deeped out too, but this is Jason Reitman's first car chase in a film, like directing one. So he wants to do more car chases in other films too. So that's a little fun fact there for you. But you're right. That shit was totally deep worthy. But I will say this, and this is the one thing that I will say that I'll back up 100% all the way. There was no need for the original Ghostbusters theme. There was no need for it.
I mean, it's just that is a nostalgia button, and the fucking original song slaps. Let's not lie.
But this isn't the '80s. And
can I say how excited I am about the little puff dudes?
Yeah, they were cute little bastards.
I want it.
But the music
whatever.
was just not needed at all. A lot of people are saying this ain't Ghostbusters. You need a theme here and stuff like that. No, you're just wearing nostalgia goggles. The fact is that Egon is not in the film. Most of the Ghostbusters are retired and long gone.
As long as the film doesn't do what so many Hollywood reboots before it have.
As Ghostbusters, Fanbusters. Anyways, yeah.
As long as it creates a new legacy, new characters, new whatever, without shitting on the past. You know,
right.
without actually disrespecting the original IP that put this on the screen.
Right.
You know, I can see a new team of Ghostbusters.
And I see that because Reitman was very specific about that. Like, he doesn't want to do the nostalgia trip. You know, it's been like, 30 years since the 80s? So, like, why focus on that? Why focus on New York? You know, the location can change. It's been so long.
You do make a good point, because, like, there's passing of the torch. Like, one movie series that I think did that well was Rocky. What do we have now? We have Creed. Which the two Creed movies I've enjoyed. I think they're pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. And it's focusing more on Adonis. It's just focusing the new character, passing on a torch, while at the same time respecting the past, respecting the legacy. There's been mentions of Mick and Adrian and all of that. It respects the past while at the same time passing on the torch and not really dwelling in the nostalgia pit, right?
Right.
Now let's take a look at something else. What's being done right now, which I think, from what I hear, I don't hear good things. The new Indiana Jones is coming out. I mean, I'm hearing just bad things. I feel like that one's just milking nostalgia, putting Harrison Ford on the screen to be Indy just for money. I don't think there's going to be any real respect towards the history of that amazing series. I think it's just going to be like, oh, look at me, I'm Indiana Jones. I have a hat and I have a whip and whatever, you know, and
same music.
Yeah, exactly. And so I do see what you're talking about.
Yeah, because another point is a RoboCop game. I know it tugged at your nostalgia pretty hard.
We don't. Let's not talk. I have high hopes because there wasn't.
You have high hopes because simply of who the character is, but you have no information on what the game. Maybe it may be, for all we know, a gotcha game.
Whatever it may be, but it did get me with a nostalgia. But it's too early to judge because we don't know. There was in the early 2000s a fucking RoboCop game that was garbage. There was also a Judge Dredd game that was garbage, and these are two characters that I really, really like. I'm a big fan of Judge Dredd. I'm a big fan of RoboCop.
Well, some things just don't need to stay in the 80s. That's it.
Well, again, you know, I'm. If they, like, I can imagine if they were to take the actual story of the original RoboCop and put it into a game and actually translate it properly, man, that'd be fucking badass. But at
RoboCop
the same time,
is not a seller anymore. Not in the way you think. If it was the 80s and we had the technology then to build that kind of game, you can bet your ass and something like that will pop up. I mean, I remember all the RoboCop side scrollers, you know, in arcades.
That East RoboCop game was badass from the arcade. It had the badass music and everything. Me and I used to play that. Remember, bro?
Yeah.
Remember, Rob?
That was fun.
Dude, but I wanted to ask you, did you remember from the early 2000s an actual first-person shooter RoboCop game? Do you remember ever playing that or anything?
I do not.
It was garbage, dude. Every time RoboCop got a kill, he had to spout off a one-liner, and they were like shit. Like, RoboCop is not a one-liner talking character. Like, he'd shoot somebody. No, he'd shoot somebody and he'd go, "Oh yeah," and shit. Like, I shit you not.
Oh, okay, terrible one-liners. I mean, he does say one-liners, but not
but not
quality.
Not at this frequency, and not that bad. Like, just fucking horrible. Just shit, you know. I was I played the first stage and I was like, this is garbage, man. This fucking garbage. But anyway, yeah. Well, you know, I don't want to talk about the RoboCop game too much yet because we don't know what it is, what they're gonna do with it. But I am excited. I pray that they don't ruin it. The new Ghostbusters. And you're right. I don't think it needs the song. I wouldn't mind hearing it, but I don't think it needs it.
I do know that as a part of the trailer that you may have noticed, they had the kids watching, or the girl Phoebe, watching YouTube videos that had the original commercials and stuff like that. Which, by the way, does make sense because kids right now don't know a lot of things that are in the 80s. They have to watch YouTube and stuff like that to understand what the hell it was about. Even Robocop and stuff like that. So there was a lot of things that made sense in the trailer that just, if you sit down and think about it, like, oh, that does make sense. You know, like people,
which makes you wonder who the fuck Warner Brothers made this new Space Jam movie for, because there's so many dated references. Like, okay, The Matrix came out in the early 2000s. I'm pretty sure that, you know, has Donovan seen The Matrix?
No.
Exactly. So I mean, if his age bracket is more or less who the
you have to remember that's a family movie, so you have to also appeal to the older crowd as well.
Yeah, but it's still dumb.
I mean, Rick and Morty are in the fucking movie, okay?
Yeah.
Which I feel like should not be.
They use the they're good about the language, but the funny part about that is actually it kind of makes sense a little bit because Rick has said those exact words in the show, so it's not like they just censored it. You know, they censored it just for him to be in there. Like, no, he does say that stuff. Like he really does just call somebody a dum dum. You know, in a sense, like he has said that. So it's just whatever.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of references. You're right. That was in Space Jam that just kind of just flew over, or just like was whatever, you know. And it's just that. God bless Don Cheadle. He probably should not have taken that role, but it is what it is. That's just how it's gonna go. There's be a lot of people who are low IQ who probably just watch it anyways, and they'll get their money that way.
The people that are watching him.
Look, it is sometimes.
People don't know what to expect when they go into a movie. I mean, they might have been expecting something decent
in the modern age of spoilers. That's very hard to say.
Some people try to avoid spoilers, unlike you. Like if it's something
I avoid spoilers too, but I can figure it out on the fly. Like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. I can see what's coming.
Oh yeah, here we go.
What?
No, nothing. Never mind.
Anyways, moving on. So we got anything else here to discuss today? I think, Obs, you want to read up those games real quick?
Yeah, real quick. The end of July is upon us, so if you haven't gotten your free PS Plus games, do that before Tuesday, because the new games for August have been announced, and it looks like for the free PlayStation Plus games, it's going to be Plants vs. Zombies, the Hunter's Arena. I'm trying to see what else, but yeah.
Slim Pickens.
I'm sorry?
Slim Pickens.
It seemed like this one was going to be a little bit of slim pickings, because yeah, the Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, Nakun's Tennis World Tour for PS4, and then there'll be one other game for PS5. But it seems like it might be a little slim this month coming to August, but keep an eye out for those. It should be kind of fun, at least add to your library. They're free, so jump on that if you can.
Right on. All right, I think that's all for tonight.
Yeah.
Who will see us out?
Go get your vaccine. Take COVID seriously. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe to our channel. I know we lost in the inactivity that we've had. We've lost a few subscribers, but we're gonna get them back. We're gonna be the next big thing. Mark my words. I know I keep saying it, but it's gonna happen. Just you wait. We're gonna be the next big thing. You YouTubers are tired of the same old big names. You're looking for new, fresh meat, and we are that meat. You can't beat us. Wait, no.
What?
No, I mean,
I got some meat to be here if you're talking about that right now, but
anyway, yeah. Well, see us out.
Again, y'all, stay safe out there. It's crazy times. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Valkyrie Grinder. Thanks, Obsolete 2003.
Yo.
For joining us tonight. Nickolas Zombie.
Hey.
Ringleader 064.
That's right.
And the one, the only, the biggest doof of them all.
No, the highly rated, armor-plated, imitated, but never, and I mean ever, duplicated.
Extremely nostalgic as well.
Yes.
Biggest doof of them all. Espionage GB7.
Settle down.
Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Be safe.
By the way, I'm selling sex balls if anybody wants them. Sex balls for sale.